Hi, Internet Tutor here. Myself, Adam B, the Internet Tutor. Was actually having a long think last night and this morning about things and about the internet and everything else. And what I was thinking is, I've been making these videos and I've kind of found it a little bit hard in a way to sort of decide exactly what to talk about. I know a hell of a lot about the internet, mostly marketing. Okay, so it was like, well, do we get people to sell products that we make? Do we get people to sell other products? Do we just generally help people to make money online? Or do we, okay, so there's a big, vast setup. Now, the whole thing now really to me has become even more vast because I was having a little think about this, and this was like this morning and last night. Maybe you can see me okay because I can't see what this camera's putting out. Okay, let's basically talk about what your business is or what you're involved in. Now this made me think, you cannot get away from the internet. Now I know there may be, I'm not saying it's just old people, young people as well, but I know there may be some people that maybe really try and keep away from the internet, but I think that's probably kind of impossible right now, the way things are going. The internet's here to stay. It changes all the time and it evolves all the time, and it's not going to go away. It may change its form or things like that. Quick example here, right? Who's got one of these at home? Yeah, this is still sealed. Now I don't know when this was delivered, but yeah, I haven't opened it. I may open it and use it one day. I tell you what, Yellow Pages I think I've used once this year for something, which was the older one. This one's sealed. Right, now have a think about that. Now, in my past, I've run lots of businesses. I've run companies and I've been self-employed, and there are distinctions between this and different things. Now I used to just be a self-employed guy, and I used to put up television aerials, for instance. That's one of the things I used to do, and I used to advertise heavily in Yellow Pages. I tell you what though, that's what killed me in the end. I basically drove around London every day, jumping up on roofs, putting up television aerials, FM aerials, satellite dishes, everything, chimney lashings, you know, go up with the roof and ladder, and I did that when I was younger and much more fitter. But the thing that killed me in that business was the advertising cost. Yeah, and I think a lot of people can relate to this, especially people that are still advertising in the Yellow Pages or advertising anyway online. The advertising is a big chunk, isn't it? You know, even if you're making profits from that, it's the advertising that's very, very expensive. Now I'm going to show you, for the next few videos, I'm going to show you people, because people have been saying, well, you're not showing us enough. I'm going to give you loads of tips. So whatever business you're involved in right now, I'm going to show you how to maximise what you're doing and get a ton of free advertising, because that's what it's about. It may take some time, but the cost effectiveness of it is much higher than, I mean, I know about Yellow Pages, okay? I don't know what the prices are now, because a long time ago I used to advertise. But I used to be in London North West. That was one book. I used to be about 5 books at one time, and I had a few people working with me and everything. London North West used to be about £5 for the year, £5.5 something like that, £1,000 that is. I used to do a Bedford book. They've changed the books a bit. I mean, this was a long time ago, and that was about £3,500–4,000 a year. And, you know, we used to spend like 15 grand, if not more, for the year, sometimes more. And what my point is you end up working for Yellow Pages. You know, I mean, I went up on those roofs and got drenched in the pouring rain and everything, and worked for Yellow Pages basically, because that's what you end up doing, isn't it? Okay, so that's that. So talking about businesses that maybe still be in somewhere like that. Now a lot of people advertise online and everything. There's a lot of these local kind of best of, isn't there? Best of so and so town, best of this, best of that, and classified listings and so on. Most of them you have to pay for. Now we're going to show you some business models or some examples, excuse me, of businesses that are probably spending a ton on advertising. Which they could be getting a ton more leads and jobs just by implementing techniques that we're going to tell you about. And these techniques are very important. One of the biggest techniques, and we still keep mentioning this and keep talking about this, is video. And I still can't believe the amount of companies and the amount of people I tell this to who ignore it. Okay, now ask yourself a question. You've got to think about this. How do you know about me? Where are you seeing me? Yeah. And you think about it, it's YouTube, isn't it? Yeah. I used to have blogs up and other things. They got hacked to pieces by hackers. One thing I'm not very good about is security, but you know, I want to find someone who does know about security. But one thing I do know about is marketing and how to drive traffic. Yeah. I wasn't a super affiliate for dating sites for nothing. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So to get to that level, you need to know how to drive leads. Yeah. I can show you stats with dating sites, and I've shown you this before, of having, like, you know, 2 or 3 people every minute join. Yeah, every 10 seconds somebody joining around the country or whatever. I've had more than that, you know, and this is phenomenal. But these are all different techniques and traffic techniques. But coming back to the basics, and what we're talking about here is kind of like brick and mortar businesses or whatever. Or we're going to talk about how businesses are formed and how they're shaped and everything, because a lot of people just think about being self-employed and they think about doing everything and saying, right, well, I'm going to put up television here, which, you know, I used to do this, you know, and it was just me. It wasn't a company, it was just me. I mean, I might have had people working for me sometimes, and I did, but it was just me. But there's other structures you can do. Remember, everything can be outsourced. We're going to talk about outsourcing to the Philippines, to India. Everything I do, other than me doing this video to you and these personal videos, most of my stuff is outsourced. And that's another thing we're going to talk about. I don't think we've mentioned that before. So we're going to talk about, this is what's easier for me now, to talk about businesses, my own business, but other businesses that maybe you can more relate to, that can use the internet. Like I say, the internet's not going away. Yellow Pages is okay. I'm sure it still provides leads, you know. But we're talking about, you know, where do people look for things? I mean, I use the internet all the time. I'm interested in the internet anyway, but I think people do, and I think they look for things. They look for information. They look for information. They look for free information. They look to buy information. They look for experts. They look for jobs being on. If I want a plumber for, like, a house or something, or an electrician, or someone to put up a television aerial, I will probably go to the internet now. I don't pick up the Yellow Pages. It's sealed. Yeah. Now, whatever business you're in, you need to know about the internet, and it's not just marketing. You obviously need to know how to set up a simple site. If you don't know how to do that, you need to know about hosting. You need to know all about all these things. What we're going to do, I'm going to be setting up a site, which is going to be a site where you can ask questions all the time. I'm trying to work out the best way to do this, you know, because we said before about putting questions on the videos and so on. I really want to help you guys, okay? Why do I want to help you guys? Because it builds contacts for me. When I help people, they do come to me for other things, you know, and then I can charge for things later. But this is all free, yeah. What we do here and the techniques I give to you are free, okay. Do you know what I mean? You're not being asked to buy anything. I'm here to tell you some of my knowledge and some of my techniques on some of the deeper stuff and the really good, really deep stuff. Of course, I am a consultant. I do charge consultancy fees. That's how I make my money, yeah. It's not the only way I make my money, because I'm making money from dating and so on and so forth, yeah. But basically, I am giving you free tips and free marketing tips. Now, a lot of people, like I say, have been saying, well, you know, you haven't given enough away, it's not clear. Let me show you some examples over the next few videos of real businesses that you can more see, if you like. We'll talk about branding, about Facebook, about YouTube, like we say. And YouTube, I keep telling you, and it's so important. I'm going to show you some examples. I'm going to draw it out. I'm trying to get a whiteboard set up. I'm going to draw out some examples, and you'll see exactly what I mean. And you'll kick yourself for not using YouTube more. Whatever business you're in, I can't think of a business where you wouldn't use YouTube. And I'm not talking about just making advertisements. I'm talking about doing exactly the sort of thing I'm doing here, but not just sitting and talking to a camera. We'll explain it in the next video. You'll see what I mean. It's good stuff, right? So stay tuned. So there. Pointing the pen. Internet tutor, marketing tutor, whatever you call me. Myself, Adam B. Next video, I'm going to draw out some businesses that I've been involved in that could be improved vastly by using YouTube and other marketing techniques. See you soon.